Hi yogis, and welcome to Radiant Heart Yoga. My name is Jane, and today I'm going to guide you through, it's a relatively short practice because there's a meditation on the heart at the end. So you can do the physical practice or the meditation, or you can put them together. Physically, the focus is going to be on the inner and outer hips and on the breath. Okay, so you can stay in a comfortable seated position and then join us on our backs in a few moments. You will need a couple of bricks if you're tightening the hamstrings, and maybe a strap. Okay, so you're going to come, so you can stay seated, or you're going to come and lie on your back. And take your legs up into the air. So this is why you might decide to stay in a seated position if it bothers your hamstrings to be here. You can bend your knees, but you'd probably be more comfortable seated. And then bringing one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Just let your feet relax. Find a place where it feels effortless to keep your legs upright. And then closing your eyes and checking in first with your body. Elongating your spine, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your jaw. And then becoming more aware of the flow of your breath. How it feels, how it sounds, without any attachment to any ideas about what it should be like. Having a sense of being breathed rather than that you're doing the breathing. Feeling that connection. Warming your body with the breath. Nourishing. Slowing everything down, smoothing everything out. And then from here, join us on the floor if you've been seated. Just taking your arms down by your sides. Have your strap nearby so you can reach it. And then from here, going to slowly engage in the legs now. Lower your right leg so that your heel hovers off the floor, just hovers. And then exhale, bringing it back up. Inhale, lowering your left leg so that your heel just hovers off the floor, keeping the natural curves of your lower back. And then exhale, coming back up. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lowering. And exhale, coming up. Inhale, lowering, so last one on each side. Exhale, coming up. And then this time you're going to inhale, lower that leg all the way down and hug your right knee in towards your chest. So this is where you might need your strap, or you can take your hands to the back of your thigh, the back of your calf, or maybe you can hold on to your big toe with your two-piece fingers. And then from here, think about shooting energy through that left heel, squaring off your hips, both hips equally weighted down into your mat, And then take a big breath in, really think about that elongation everywhere again. And then as you exhale, maybe drawing that leg a little bit closer to you. Taking a couple more breaths like that. And then from here, you're going to keep the strap in your right hand, bend this left knee, and if you've got hold, if you can hold onto the foot, you can hold onto the heel, and you're in half happy baby, letting this left leg drop out to the left and drawing this right knee down towards the mat. Just gently pulling down, engaging your glutes a little bit on this right side. Taking another couple of breaths here. And then pointing that left knee up towards the ceiling, crossing your right ankle on top of your left thigh, and you can stay here, or you can pick up this left leg and either hold the back of the thigh or the front of the shin. Really flex this right foot and think about pressing your right knee out to the right, engaging the glutes a little bit on that right leg, maybe drawing that knee a little bit closer. But if your hips start to come off the floor, just reground through the sacrum, keep your hips nice and grounded. And then you can stay here, or you can just rock over to this right side. And you'll notice how this changes the sensation in this right outer hip. So you're getting a little bit more stretch there. And then come on back up, and you're going to cross your right knee over your left and hug your feet in towards you. So see if you can get hold of the feet, so you can hold the top of the feet and pull them in, but you're going to kind of point your feet but flex your toes and keep pulling your feet in towards your sit bones. So moving into the outer hips. And if you want to intensify a little bit, you can lift your heels away from your sit bones as you inhale, and then as you exhale, pull them towards you, as if you could get your shins parallel. If you want to modify, you can let go of the feet and just hold your knees. And then release, hug your knees in towards your chest. Take happy baby with both legs. And then extend your feet back up. So same thing now on the other side. So starting with the left leg, you're going to slowly lower that left leg down until it just, the heel just hovers as you inhale. Pause. And then exhale, slowly back up. Inhale, right leg lowers. Exhale up. Inhale left. Exhale right. Sorry, exhale lift. Getting carried away. So inhale lower. Keep going all the way to the floor. Letting that heel rest into the floor, drawing your left leg in towards your chest. And then grab your strap, or extending that leg and holding behind the thigh. maybe behind the calf, or maybe reaching for the foot. Just check that your right toes are pointing up. You're rolling your kneecap to face the ceiling. And you're gently pushing into your heel and drawing the energy, letting the energy pour out through your heel. And then take some breaths. Inhale, elongating the spine again. And exhale, maybe drawing that left leg a little bit closer. Breathing into the back of that leg. One more breath here. And then keep your strap around your foot if you need to, or take hold of either the outside edge of the foot or the heel. Bring this right leg in, let it fall out to the right. Gently pulling down on that heel, guiding that left knee towards the floor at the side of your ribs. And then bring that right knee back up and cross your left ankle on top of your right leg. So really flexing that left foot. And then you can stay here, or if you're modifying, or picking up that right leg, holding behind the thigh, or maybe in front of the shin. And then as well as flexing this left foot, you're going to think about gently engaging the glutes and pressing that left knee out to the left as you draw your legs closer towards your chest. But just watch that your hips are not lifting way off the floor. Just keep everything grounded, full length of the spine, grounded on the mat. And then you can stay here, or you can rock over to the left, letting that left knee come to the floor, drawing your legs closer and just feeling that deeper stretch on the outside edge of that left leg. And then coming back up. Just rocking a little bit over to the right as well. And then slowly coming back. And now you're going to cross your left leg over your right and start to draw your knees in toward you. So that's where you can stay if you're modifying, or you can hold the tops of the feet. So you're pointing your feet but flexing your toes, or you can hold the underneath of the feet. Drawing your heels in towards your sit bones. And you can stay here, or you can lift the heels up with your inhale, and then as you exhale, draw the heels a little bit closer towards you. So that is going to deepen, intensify the stretch into this outer left hip. And then release. Happy baby again with both feet. And then hug your knees in, and you're going to rock up to a seat. And from here, you're going to bring your right leg in front of you and take your left leg behind you, and so that your right foot is resting towards your left thigh and your left foot is behind your left hip. So you can be on the inside edge of that left foot, or you can be on the top of the foot, and you're just going to come around to the right into this deer pose. And you don't have to be on your forearms, you can be up on your hands, you can use your bricks for this, underneath your hands if you're modifying. And then you've a choice, you can stay here or you can take this into your full pigeon, well half pigeon, full half pigeon, and stretch that left leg back. So keep reaching that left leg back, reaching your right sit bone back, and then from here you can stay upright or you can do some little circles. So come around and up to the top and then reverse and back to the top. Just one more in each direction and back. And then settle yourself down just for a couple of breaths, feeling that you're still trying to move that right knee out to the right, you're still flexing that right foot. So this is a more intense version of what we just did on our back. So stay with that back knee bent if this is too much right at the beginning of your practice in your hips. And then inhale, come up, lean into this right hip, sweep your left leg around, and you're just going to switch sides. So tucking that left foot in to your right thigh, bringing your right foot behind you, and then turning over this left thigh and coming into the first part of your stretch. And you can stay here for a few more breaths, or you can start to extend that right leg back behind you and set up for your half pigeon on this side, coming on to your fingertips, flexing that left foot, reaching your left sit bone back behind you and releasing your right thigh down towards the floor. And again, little circles. So it's not a huge movement, you can make it as big or small as you want. You could also do this if you're still in that first position. It just feels nice to start, bring the fluid movement into it. And then you can stay high or you can come a little bit lower. Keep reaching that left knee out to the left energetically, flexing your foot. And then leaning into this left hip and pressing into your hands and coming onto all fours. So I'm just letting you know, you might need your bricks for this next bit. So just have them at the front of your mat should you need them. And I'm going to need to keep swapping sides with my mat because I've got restricted movement on the space on this side. But you just stay, yeah. You're still, I'm not going to be turning you're not going to be turning away from the view that you'll have. So from here, you're going to come into an all fours position. Lining up, aligning your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, spreading your fingers out, get a nice solid foundation here, nice and grounded. And then from here, you're going to just do you can either, let's just do a few cat and cows first. So as you inhale, let your belly drop, let your heart move forwards, and as you exhale, rounding in, chin to chest. So inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, rounding it. Inhale and exhale. And then you can stay and repeat that, or you can bring your right leg again back into that pigeon shape. So my right knee's on the floor and my right toes are tucked under. So if that's too much, you're just going to go back to where you were And we're going to carry on, do a few more cat and cows. So you're going to inhale, lift your sit bones, chin lifts, heart lifts, exhale, chin to chest, really rounding your spine. 2 more, inhale and exhale, rounding in. Last one, inhale and exhale. So staying with whatever leg position you've got. So walking your hands forwards, lifting your sit bones up, dropping, keeping your elbows lifted if you can. Just dropping either your forehead to the floor or maybe dropping your chin towards the floor. Hugging your arm bones in. And then inhale, walking your hands back. You're going to free up that right leg and lift it up and back behind you. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, keep pushing equally into your hands. You're going to bring that right leg out to the right. Inhale, lower your foot towards the floor. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And then lowering all the way down. And you can stay a little bit higher up, or you can sit back into a half child's pose, half straddle with your legs. Just take a breath here. I'm just going to shift across a little bit so I've got room. And then you're going to take your left hand out to the left a little bit. And then as you inhale, you're going to come up and you're going to sweep this right arm alongside your ear and press your hips forwards. And then as you exhale, you're going to circle that right hand and the left hand over towards this right leg. And then bring your right hand back. Inhale, press your hips forwards, and exhale, circle around and across to the right. Last time, inhale, and exhale. And then take that left hand back out to the left, inhale, come up, and then pick up this right leg. And then bring, if you can, get hold of that right foot and flex your foot. And then from here, by flexing your foot and by engaging your hamstrings, you're keeping the knee quite low. You're going to start to move that leg back, but not by pulling back on the foot. By squeezing and engaging around the sit bone and your hamstrings. And gently open up the front of your hip. And then from here, you're going to carry that right leg forwards so that you come into a lunge. And then from here, you're going to walk your right foot out to the right a little bit and turn your foot out to the side. So both hands are to the inside of this right leg. So in this position, you can have your hands on bricks, that's absolutely fine. And you're going to lean into your right hand, and then, left hand, and then reach your right arm back. So you can even come onto the outside edge of your right foot, depending on whereabouts you're tightest in your legs. I find that easier, so I'm just going to try and keep my big toe grounded as much as I can. So you're going to inhale here, reaching back, and then exhale, you're going to stay and twist, and then inhale, reach your right arm up, and then exhale, bend this left knee, reach your right arm forwards. Inhale back up, and exhale, twist back. Inhale up, and exhale. Think about bringing your forehead towards the floor. Inhale back up, and exhale, twist. One more, inhale, come back up, and then exhale, fold. And then from here, just walking your hands, your foot back to centre, and then starting to sit back into this left foot, and then just bring your left foot or knee from underneath you. Keep your right leg extended and draw your left foot into your right thigh. And then from here, keep your hips as square as you can, and then really flex those right toes. Take your left knee and imagine that you're pressing that knee out to the left, and you're going to inhale, reach your arms up, turn a little bit to the right over this right leg, and then exhale. Think about extending forwards and down, okay? And then from here, keep squaring off your hips. Inhale, think about lengthening out of your lower back. And then exhale, folding a little bit deeper. Just take one more breath here, and then we're going to add in some movement. So you're going to come up and you're going to take your left hand back behind you, and you're going to inhale. You're going to stand into this left shin and lift your hips up. Push that right foot into the floor. And then as you exhale, you're going to circle that right arm and the left arm back into your forward fold. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, folding in. Last one, inhale, lifting up, and exhale, folding in. Take one more breath here, really moving your sit bones back, lengthening out of your lower back, folding over that leg, chin tucks into your chest as you reach the end of your breath. And then inhale, come up, extend that left leg, a little bit of a shake out, and then any way that you can get back onto all fours. Okay, so this is where I'm going to turn round and move my stuff, and I'm going to turn back around so that I can extend this left leg out. But you just stay as you are, coming back onto all fours, 3 rounds of cat and cow. So if you want to have your toes tucked under, that's nice to stretch out the arches of your feet, your choice. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your chest, lift your sit bones. Exhale, rounding in, chin to chest. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. And then from here, either stay or bring your left leg into this pigeon pose shape, this figure 4 shape. And then from here, 3 more rounds of cat and cow. So you're going to inhale and exhale, just noticing the change in the sensation. Inhale with your left leg in this position. Exhale, rounding in. Inhale. Exhale, rounding in. And then walking your hands out and dropping either your forehead or maybe your chin towards the floor, hugging your arms in. And then inhale, you're going to walk back, release this left leg and shoot it back behind you. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your left leg out to the side, equal weight moving down through your hands. So inhale, lower, just hover that foot. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hover. Exhale, lift. And then this time, inhale, lower it all the way down to the floor. And then whatever modification you took on the other side, if you need to, you're trying to press the outside edge of this foot into the floor. Or you can be, doesn't matter whether your heel reaches your hips reach all the way back to your heel. Just come into whatever shape you can. And then from here, take your right hand out to the right. And as you inhale, you're going to lift your hips up. Just going to move a little bit further over. And arc across to the right. And then exhale, sweep your hands back and over towards this left leg. Inhale, sweeping your arm across, pressing your hips forwards, and then exhale, coming back around towards this left foot. Last time like this, inhale, and exhale. And then bring that right hand back, and then lift that left leg up off the floor. Bend your left knee and see if you can catch your foot. And then flex this foot, and just by engaging the leg, start to press that foot back behind you. Pressing your hips forwards, but using that strength of your hamstrings and your glutes to pull that leg back. And then from here, you're going to release that leg and step it forwards into your lunge. Walk your left foot out to the left and bring your hands to the inside of that left foot. And then lean into your right hand, turn that left foot out at an angle, and inhale, reach your left arm up, and as you exhale, reach your left arm back. And then inhale, reach it back up, and as you exhale, bending that right elbow, reaching that left arm forwards. Inhale back up, and exhale, reaching back. Inhale up, and exhale, reaching forwards. Last one, inhale, and exhale, reaching back. Inhale up, and exhale. And then inhale, come up, and you're going to start to sit back towards this right heel again, and then slide onto that left hip, free up your right foot, and come into the leg position for Janu Shirshasana. So squaring off your hips, flexing your left toes, pressing that right knee out to the right. You're going to inhale, reach your arms up, turn a little bit over this left foot, and then exhale, coming into your forward fold. Couple of breaths here. So each time you inhale, you're going to let your sit bone slide back, lengthen out of your lower back, and then exhale, fold in. Chin tucks in as you get to the depth of your stretch. And then you're going to inhale, and you're going to take your right hand behind you, fingertips pointing back away from you. And as you inhale, you're going to stand up onto this right shin and reach your left arm back. Just make sure I don't burn my fingers. And then exhale, come back into your forward fold. 2 more times. Inhale, reaching up, pressing your hips forwards and up. And then exhale back. Last time, inhale. And exhale. And then just take a breath here. Inhale, come up. Extend your right leg. Just give your legs a little bit of a shake out. And then from here, any way that you can, you're going to come back onto all fours. So I'm going to need to turn around again, but you just stay as you are, keeping your bricks at the front just in case you need them. And then from here, I'm going to come up and back to downward facing dog. So if you need to modify and drop back onto all fours, just do as much of these movements as you can from an all fours position. So just bending the right knee and sweeping the hips across to the left, just swinging them across to the left, keeping equal weight in your hands, and then bend your left knee, straighten your right, and take your hips across to the right, just opening up into the legs again. And then equal weight down through your hands. You're going to inhale, reach your right leg up. Open up the hip, keeping the leg straight, and then bend the knee. Inhale here, and then as you exhale, you're going to lift your left heel and you're going to circle your right knee around towards your nose. And then inhale, take it back, and exhale, circle it around towards your nose. Last time, inhale, reach it up and back, and exhale, circle it around, and then cross your right ankle over your left thigh, just like we did before, and then pick up your left heel, bend your left knee, and push into your hands and draw your chest back towards your thighs. And then inhale, reach that right leg up, and as you exhale, come onto your left toes again and keep this right leg straight. Circle it around to tap towards your right wrist. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it around, and this time set your foot to the outside of your hands. And then from here, you can be on a brick with your hands and make this movement, or you can be on your hands on your mat. And we're just going to do that same movement. So just set this foot up so it's a little bit forwards of your ankle. And then from here, you're just going to circle your torso, just like we did in pigeon pose, and then back the other way. And then again, back the other way. And just one more like that. And back. And then from here, you're going to lean into your left hand and turn both feet to the right. Come onto the outside edge of your left foot, and then you're going to drop this left hip down and reach your right arm back. So this will be your exhale. Inhale, reach your arm up. Exhale, lift your hips and open up that right side of your waist. Inhale, reach your arm up, and exhale, drop the hip. Inhale, lift up, and exhale over. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, drop the hip, inhale up, exhale, extend, and then turn back into your high lizard. So you're going to inhale here, come up onto your fingertips or your bricks. So you're going to inhale here, lift your chest, and then exhale, keep this left heel really lifted and fold into this pyramid pose version. So I'm keeping my left heel really lifted and folding over this right leg. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the chin. Exhale, straighten, tuck the chin and fold. One more, inhale. And exhale, folding in. And then from here, you're going to walk your hands around and your feet to the left. So you're in a straddle, and you'll be able to see this a little bit more clearly when we get to the other side, if you're in any doubt what we're doing. So slightly turning your toes in and your heels out, unless you've got sciatica, in which case just keep your feet completely parallel. Come up onto your fingertips, and we're going to do cat and cow here. So you're going to inhale, lift your sit bones, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, rounding in. And again, inhale. And and exhale, rounding in. Last one, inhale and exhale, rounding in. And then come to a flat back. Really extend your spine forwards. Lift and spread your sit bones, and then keep that length. Walk your hands back and see if you can get hold of the outside edges of your ankles. And then inhale, keep hold of your ankles, lift and lengthen your spine. And then exhale, folding in. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, folding in. Walking your hands up and turning back into your lunge towards the front of your mat. And then walking your hands forward. So this is where you might need to have your bricks. And from here, you're going to press into this right foot. You're going to kick off this left foot, lift your left leg up and take it out to the side. And then can you lift it a little bit higher with the next breath in? And then as you exhale, you're going to set your left foot and your right foot now will be towards the outside edges of your mat, and you're going to sit down into your Malasana. So in your Malasana, think about pressing your knees out to the side just by using the strength of your glutes, and then you can use your elbows to add a little bit more opening, lifting your chest up into your thumbs. Take one more big breath in here, and then exhale. You're going to parallel your feet and come into a forward fold. Holding on to your elbows, you can have as much of a bend in your knees as you need. And just a little sway, side to side. And then from here, just going to step back to downward facing dog. So you can stay in your downward facing dog before we go to the next side, or you can come onto all fours or into child's pose to modify, or if you want to intensify, you can come forwards into your high plank pose as you inhale, and then exhale, lowering halfway, inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, rolling over your toes, lifting with your pelvis, downward facing dog. So moving to the next side, I'm just going to pause and turn around so that I can use that other leg the same way. So I'm just going to turn around and come back into my downward facing dog. So bringing your bricks with you if you needed them on the other side, and then equal weight pressing down through your hands. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Keeping the hips square at first, and then exhale, roll that hip open. And then bend your knee. Inhale, as if you're reaching that right foot over towards, left foot over towards the right, but keep your hips open but your shoulders square. And then as you exhale, you're going to lift up onto your right toes and circle that left knee around towards your nose. And then inhale, roll the hip open, take the leg up and back, exhale, circle around. So to modify, just doing as much of this as you can on all fours if you need to, or just staying in downward facing dog, and then crossing that left ankle on top of the right thigh. So pressing back down through your hands and back with your hips. Stay here, or pick up this right heel, bend your right knee and press your chest back towards your thigh. And then release that left leg. Inhale here, open up through the hip. Keep your left leg straight, pick up your right heel and bring this left foot around towards your left wrist. Inhale up and back. And exhale, bring it around and step it to the outside of your left hand. And then from here, you're going to walk this left foot a little bit further forwards of your ankle and your knee. And then you can have your hands up on bricks, or you can keep your hands on your mat and then circle one way up to the top and then circle the other way back up to the top. One more in each direction and back. And then from here, you're going to lean into your right hand and come onto the outside edge of your right foot. Just walk that left foot back a little bit and then reach your left arm up. Inhale here. And as you exhale, drop your right hip and your left hand. As you exhale, and then inhale, lift your hip up. And exhale, arc your arm over. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, dropping down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, over. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, drop your hips. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, circle back around to your high lizard pose. And then from here, just adjust your feet. Come onto your fingertips or your bricks. Inhale, drop your hips, lift your chest. And then as you exhale, keep this right heel lifted and straighten that left leg and fold. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, folding in. One more, inhale. And exhale. And then walk your hands over to the right. I'm going to turn around so that this time around you can see what's going on. So from here, taking your feet into this slightly pigeon-toed shape, and you can be on your hands or your fingertips. I like my fingertips and get a little bit more height. And you're going to inhale, lift your chest, your sit bones, your chin, and then exhale, rounding in, cat and cow. Inhale, spread your sit bones, exhale, rounding in. Last time, inhale, spread those sit bones. Exhale, rounding in. And then inhale. Maybe bring your hands down or take them onto your bricks a little bit lower. And then rock the weight towards the fronts of your feet, but push your heels into the mat. Inhale here, spreading your sit bones wide. And then as you exhale, start to walk your hands back and reach for the outer edges of your ankles. So if you can't get those, it's fine. Yeah, just do what you can. And then inhale again, lengthen your heart forwards. And exhale, folding in. And then inhale, come up. And you're going to exhale, you're going to turn back over that left leg into your lunge. And then from here, walk your hands a little bit further forwards. You're going to stand into this left foot, push off your right foot and take your right leg out to the side. Equal weight down through your hands. And then as you take your last inhale here, can you lift your leg a little bit higher? And then exhale, step your feet back into your Malasana and sit down. So from here, pushing your hips out and then using your hands just to accentuate that a little bit, drawing your tailbone down and forwards. And then from here, you're going to reach your arms up and you're going to push down into your feet, come all the way up. Press your hips forwards and then exhale, hands to your heart, come all the way back down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, push into your feet, come all the way up. Press your hips forwards, open up your hips, and then exhale, hands to your heart, and come all the way down. And then from here, just taking your hands back behind you, sitting back on your seat, and then reaching your legs up into a boat pose. And then from here, you can bring your feet down and you can slowly roll back and bring your knees in towards your chest, or if you want to intensify a little bit, you can come from your boat pose and roll back and come into Halasana plow pose. So we're going from Navasana to Halasana. So you come back into your boat pose, maybe straighten your legs, roll back, all the way back. So if you have any neck issues, probably not going to choose this option. And just take a few breaths in this inversion. Or you're hugging your knees in towards your chest, maybe extending your legs back up like we did at the beginning. And then slowly roll down, come all the way up to a seat. Inhale, reach your arms up and reach your sit bones back, active legs. Exhale, fold, extending out of your lower back, just moving your sit bones back again. And then another few breaths. Inhale, lengthening, shoulders back. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding in. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding in. And your chin tuck in at the end. So you might not be anywhere near your legs, so you can be practically upright or anywhere in between, but you're just going through those same key actions. You're moving your sit bones back, you're keeping your feet and your legs active, lengthening out of your lower back, and pulling your belly in and up to use the strength of your belly to draw you into the stretch. And then inhale, come all the way up, and again you're going to roll back and you're going to finish where we began. So you can stay in this position with your legs extended, or if you know from at the beginning of the practice that this doesn't really suit your hamstrings or whatever other reason, you can just lower down and come into Shavasana. But again, settle into your body, settle back into this space. Notice the flow of your breath, the sound, the movement, the shape of your breath, the quality of your breath. How is your breath compared to the beginning of your practice? Meditation. So you can do the meditation in Shavasana. So just taking your legs out, and that might just feel absolutely perfect after that flow. Or you can come to any comfortable seated position, but if you do If it is challenging for you to keep your spine upright, you're definitely going to either choose Shavasana, or you're going to grab your blanket and elevate your hips up on your blanket. Okay. So from here, coming into a comfortable seat or staying in Shavasana, and then closing your eyes and just taking a moment to adjust, to settle into this space and this time, and find your breath. And as you start to go deeper into your breath, start to bring your awareness away from the room, away from anything that's going on around you, moving away from any external distractions. And as you draw your attention in, imagine that you're actually diving through the pores of your skin into your body. So that you've moved your awareness inwards, and after a moment, begin to make your way towards your heart. Notice the beating of your heart. Notice the vibrations emanating from your heart. And visualize at the back of your heart that there is a bead there, like a little pearl. And that this pearl floats in the space directly behind your heart, your physical heart. You notice that every time you inhale, there is a little light that glows and fills up this bead. And then every time you exhale, the bead pulls the light slowly back to its center. So inhaling, the bead starts to fill up with light, and exhaling, the light is pulled back into the bead. And then as you continue to breathe and watch, you see that the bead fills up with light as you inhale, and that now starts to seep out of the bead and fill up the entire heart. And as you exhale, all of the light from the heart returns back to the bead, back to the center of this pearl. So as you inhale, the bead lights up, your heart lights up. Your heart is now a glowing, pulsing light. And as you exhale, the light is pulled back out of the heart space, back into the center of the bead. And on your next breath, you fill up the bead with light with your breath. Fill up your heart with light, and then little beads of light start to pop out of your heart, so it's not only glowing, but the light is starting to fill up the rest of your body. And as you exhale, the light from your body starts to pull back into your heart and then back into the bead. So now when you inhale, you fill up your bead and your heart, and the light bursts out of your heart, and now your entire body is filled with light. Light that is starting to brim to the edges of your skin. And as you exhale, all of that light travels back through your body into your heart and into the bead. And as you breathe even deeper now, the inhale fills the bead, fills your heart. Your body is glowing. And this time, the light starts to break through the pores of your skin and glows on the outside of your body. An aura of brilliant light surrounding your entire body. And as you exhale, the light is pulled back through your pores, travelling back through your body to your heart and to the bead. Feel your body glowing, feeling warmer. Visualizing the top of the exhale, the light bursting through your skin, completely surrounding your entire body, as though you were a bubble of light, a bubble of warmth. And then on your next breath in, fill the bead with light, your heart. The light passing through your skin, and now it fills the entire room with light. And then as you exhale, the light pulls all the way back to the bead. And each time that this happens, you draw a little bit more light from the room back into the bead, back into your heart. So keep doing this, feeling the light shine as it fills your whole body, the entire room, every time you breathe in. And then each time you exhale, bringing back with you that tiny bit of extra light. That energy. And then on your next exhale, as you bring the light back into your body, this time, instead of the light filling the room as you inhale, the light is going to stay inside your body, just reaching the skin, the very extremities of your body, and then travelling back to the heart and to the bead. And then as you inhale, you fill up the bead, you fill up your heart, and the light stays inside your heart. And as you exhale, pulls back into the bead. Slowing, turning down that light. And now as you breathe, the light just fills up the bead and then fades away with the exhale. Just staying right in the centre of this pearl. You are home. Acknowledging that this pearl of light is always there inside you, within. And the light is always there to shine out of your heart. So just making a commitment, placing your hands over your heart, a commitment to this space, a commitment that says I'm home, that I'm complete, I'm strong, and I'm able to shine my light, to share my light with those around me. And this is my commitment to the radiance of my heart.